if you want to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, I need you to like today's video. Chase Sr., the host of the Philadelphia Eagles Now channel, he told me, he said, Tyler, we got 1,000 likes on our last video, and that he guaranteed victory for the Eagles with 1,000 likes. And I said, hold up. We're going to get 1,500 likes on this video, and I'm going to guarantee victory. So let's stick it to Chase Sr. He doesn't think we can do it. Hit the like button. Don't jinx it. Do your part. Don't make me come find you because you didn't like today's video, and we'll get started with this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. We are talking depth chart for the Chiefs. We will break down the updated depth chart for the Chiefs heading into Super Bowl 59. And I got to say, there have been some changes for the Chiefs depth chart since just a few weeks ago. So here is a chance to catch you up to speed on what some of those changes are and give you our takeaways of how this roster stacks up heading in to next Sunday's game. The quarterback position, big shock. Patrick Mahomes, QB1, Carson Wentz, QB2. Hopefully we don't have to see Carson Wentz, God forbid, unless it's a blowout or something, and maybe then he gets on the field that way. Carson Wentz has a chance, folks. Here's a funny stat on Carson Wentz, by the way. He might be a two-time Super Bowl champion after next week without taking a single snap in either Super Bowl. So could be the ring merchant, might be the new nickname for Carson Wentz, depending on how next week goes. The backfield for the Chiefs, Pacheco is still technically your RB1. Kareem Hunt's been getting more touches as of late, though. It feels like it's more of a 1A, 1B situation. I think the Chiefs would rather Pacheco be the one to get the majority of the carries, but what we've seen from Andy and company is that they are riding with the hot hand. And last week in the AFC title game, that was Kareem Hunt. He did a better job than Isiah Pacheco. I'll say this to say, don't count out Kareem Hunt. Just because Pacheco is RB1 does not mean we won't see a fair share of Kareem Hunt on that front. I think you're going to get a mix. It'll be by committee. You'll get the best of both of them, and they'll go from there, which I don't have any problem with whatsoever. Whoever's got the hot hand, they'll get the majority of the carries there. Grade the Chiefs depth chart. What do you think? How are you feeling about this group heading into next week's matchup against Philadelphia? Some people don't think this roster is as good as Philly's roster. How about that? Weigh in on the pinned comment today. ABCDRF, grade the Chiefs roster. Let me know. The receiver room for the Chiefs. Folks, some of you have been hoping and praying Rashee Rice would be back in time for the Super Bowl. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's not going to happen. Mecole Hardman likely not returning either. This is what you're going to get, these six, with D-Hop, Worthy, Brown, Watson, Nico, and Juju. And I'll say this, that unit is the best that it's been all year, all things considered, of where guys have been health-wise. And I got to tell you, watch out for DeAndre Hopkins. We went into this postseason, and I told you that D-Hop, I think, had one really good game in him of one of these three games. And we saw the last game of the AFC Championship. Juju looked really good. Hollywood was not bad. D-Hop still wasn't great. I got a feeling this is the D-Hop game. That this is the one where D-Hop is going to be a difference maker. The tight ends for the Chiefs. Travis Kelce. Ever heard of him? He's dating like this big-time pop star or something. He's your tight end one. Playoff Trav had an incredible game against the Texans in the divisional round. Noah Gray had a breakout season this year as well. Peyton Hendershot will back him up. And I'll say this. I think this game against Philadelphia, this could be Noah Gray's night to shine, potentially speaking. Because I think the Eagles are going to focus a lot of their attention on taking away Travis Kelce. And that could open up things for Noah Gray. And he's had multiple 2-touchdown games this season. Don't sleep on Noah Gray. And I know Prize Picks isn't sponsoring today's video. That's Game Time, who I'm going to talk about coming up later. But I'd be looking out for some Noah Gray prize picks potentially, something to keep in mind. Who will be an X factor for the Chiefs offense in the Super Bowl? Will it be a guy like Noah Gray? Will it be DeAndre Hopkins? Give me a name, an X factor on offense. And don't tell me Patrick Mahomes. Don't tell me Travis Kelce. Don't even tell me Xavier Worthy. We expect those guys to play well. Give me a name that we don't necessarily always count on that you think is going to step up for the Chiefs offense. Weigh in, let us know. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more, Game Time's got you covered. I got to tell you, I've made some great memories taking my dad to an NFL playoff game many years ago. And if you want to go to the big game and see your Kansas City Chiefs, Game Time's got tickets for you, folks. And here's all you got to do. You choose the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. You choose your seat, see if you like that seat or not. And then you're checking out at Game Time with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. They have their super deals. If you see a super deal, that's a deal you don't want to pass up on. They have their customize your spot feature where you can find the best spot for you. They have their seat views, so you can get that 3D visual. Game Time offers the lowest price guaranteed, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Your tickets are guaranteed to be delivered on time, and your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. Link is in the comments and description of today's video. The offensive line has gone through some changes this postseason, as there was a big debate going into the playoffs whether or not to go with Joe Thuney or DJ Humphries at the left tackle spot. Ultimately, Andy decided to keep Joe Thuney at the left tackle spot with Mike Calindo at left guard, the best center in all of football, Kareem Humphrey at center, and then Trey Smith at right guard. Is this his last game ever for the Chiefs? I hope not. And then Jawan Taylor is fully healthy at the right tackle spot, and guys like Wanya Morris and DJ Humphries, among others, backing them up there. So, with that said, I like how the offensive line looks. I do have a concern, though, and that comes to run blocking. Joe Thuney and company, they're doing a much better job of protecting Patrick's blind side. He's taking less hits, he's taking less sacks, and they're able to move the football through the air more effectively. But they haven't necessarily improved a whole lot when it comes to run blocking since moving Joe Thuney to the left tackle spot. I think they're going to need to establish the run in this game, whether it's Kareem Hunt or whether it's Pacheco, somebody. That has me a little concerned going into next week. The defensive line, these guys have been so much better in recent weeks with their ability to get after the quarterback. 10 total sacks in the playoffs so far. 3 of those coming from George Karlaftis. Wharton's been good. Chris Jones has been good. Mike Dana has been solid. Charles Omenihu has been really good coming off the bench as well. The pass rush has greatly improved. If we took a ride on the hot tub time machine back to the regular season, the Chiefs were in the bottom half of the league when it came to sack percentage. It is a night and day difference what we're seeing from this Chiefs team in their ability to get after the quarterback. And you think about Jalen Hurts, very mobile quarterback, one of the fastest quarterbacks, one of the best runners in football. I think the Chiefs are going to focus in on trying to keep him in the pocket, try to get after him. We've seen him be a bit banged up, and he's a different quarterback when he's a bit banged up. I think they're going to do what they can to try to bring the boom. I'll give that 5 booms on Jalen Hurts and company there. The linebackers, I think this is arguably the most underrated unit the Chiefs have. Drew's solid. Nick Bolton, could this be his last game with the Chiefs? Hopefully not. Leo's been good too. Jones, you got some very fine players there at the linebacker position, and they've improved when it comes to creating turnovers, which was a big point of emphasis for Nick Bolton and company this past offseason. Who's your favorite player on the Chiefs this season? No wrong answers here. I want to know, who's your favorite player? Is it a guy like Mahomes? Is it Kelce? Are you a Jaden Hicks fan? Are you like Tex and a Xavier Worthy fan? Who is your favorite Chiefs player this season? Get in that comment section and let us know. Are you looking for elite Chiefs coverage? Well, you've come to the right place. We are going to be live in New Orleans next week for Super Bowl week from Radio Row, bringing you exclusive coverage you won't find anywhere else on the World Wide Web. We will have a watch party for the Super Bowl here on the channel. And when the offseason rolls around, I can't say I'm looking too forward to the offseason. I'm enjoying this Super Bowl ride right now. But when that day comes, we're going to be all over that as well right here on the channel. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Doesn't that look nice? Jalen Watson back in the lineup. And he's holding things down with McDuffie at those corner spots. Chamari Connor's been really good this year at the nickelback spot. Hopefully we don't have to see much of Williams and Johnson out there because we saw how that went. And the good news for the Chiefs, Watson is a full go now. There are no restrictions on Jalen Watson. He is up to speed 100%. He will play every snap possible in the Super Bowl. And that, my friends, could be a huge difference for the Kansas City Chiefs, especially when you're facing some pretty dang good receivers for Philadelphia. When you're talking about some of these guys like A.J. Brown and company and Devonta Smith and others, it's going to be all hands on deck. And that includes the safety room as well, as Justin Reid, Brian Cook, Jaden Hicks, those guys leading the way. I like what I've seen from Hicks. Justin Reid, Cook, those guys have been solid all year long. The special teams unit, these guys are awesome. Butker has been clutch. Matt Ariza has been fantastic. James Winchester, I think, this might sound even crazy to even say, I think he's the best long snapper in the NFL. And then Nico has been solid when it comes to the return game. You know, if they need a big return, here's something to keep in mind. I know he's not officially on the depth chart. Don't rule out them going to Xavier Worthy in this game. If they need a spark, if they need something to happen, I think they might call up Xavier Worthy and say, Xavier, get on back there. We need some juice. We need to use that speed because you got to lay everything out on the line. It's the Super Bowl. So although we haven't seen much from Xavier back there this year, this is pure speculation. I haven't heard this from Andy, but why would he say that, though? I think that's a possibility to keep an eye on as well for the Super Bowl. So, we've gone through the entire roster now. Are the Chiefs better than the Eagles? We know they have the quarterback advantage. We know they have the coach advantage. But is the roster better than Philadelphia? I'll say this to put this in perspective, folks. The last two Super Bowls the Chiefs won against the Niners and against the Eagles 2 years ago, they were not the better team on paper. But it didn't matter because they had the better coach and they had the better quarterback. Are the Chiefs better than the Eagles on paper? Why for yes and for no, weigh in, let us know. Follow me on X at Tyler Jones Live for continuing Chiefs coverage. Appreciate y'all being here. Thanks for joining us. We will see you next time here on the channel.